your doggy's rolling. Right.
Am I gonna roll it?
Well, the trail leader, he's pretty average at best. You know, that kind of stood out, but the organization as a whole is fantastic.
Big smiles, you're having fun.
Welcome to AYL TV. I'm Phil Rawlings, and today we're with Northern Utah ATV riders. We're coming out of Manila, Utah. We're headed up Cedar Mountain. Come join us on this ride.
It's the Cedar Mountain Plateau. It's a large mountain range just west and a little bit north of Manila, Utah, but it's actually in Wyoming. And it is very diverse. It has rough trails on the plateau. It's just smooth trails. It's not just a desert area. It has pine trees, aspen trees, sagebrush, everything. It has chirp mines and places for rock hounds.
So this is a beautiful trail. We're up here, pretty high altitude. It's nice and cool. We've been doing some rock hounding. My kids would love this. They love getting the rocks. Every time we come back from somewhere, my wife has to empty their pockets out and tell them that they have to pick one or two to keep.
Yeah, we picked up rocks on other rides. Picture rock comes to mind. Yeah, they are pretty cool to pick those up and bring them home. We got them out in the garden and stuff. It's just kind of a memento from the rides to help you remember where you've been. So far, it's been a great ride. The first few miles, a little challenging, which is a good thing. You always want a challenge. You like the scenery, but you like to get your heart pumping a little bit too.
I mean, there's some exciting dips and some of those off-camber places, and then going through those ditches. You got two tires off the ground at the same time. I think JoJo is more afraid than I was. This is going to be my entertainment hobby to the day I die.
I have many hobbies, but this is my love right now of hobbies. Going and seeing areas that you could never get to without riding a side-by-side or a motorcycle or something like that. You'll never see that terrain in Utah or anywhere else.
We found some cool rocks already. This little piece of obsidian, it's really cool. You can see that there's been some flakes knocked off of it. Somebody has worked this piece maybe for some arrowheads. And then I found two flat tires waiting to happen. And just some different colors of obsidian. It's really sort of fun. You can take up to 25 pounds per day of rocks home, and then 5 pounds of plant matter. But I think I'm going to leave this guy here because my wife would get mad at me if I brought this home for the kids. So I'm going to bring him home, probably this guy here. I think that'll be pretty cool for the rock collection. We're going to throw these in the side-by-side and head down the trail. You guys check out our first story.
While I love the deserts of southern Utah, nothing beats the Alpine. That's why I'm up here in the High Uintas. Hi, I'm Will Oxley. Come join me on a hike at Red Castle Lakes.
We are in the lower Red Castle Lake Trail, and this is all of our first time out here, but we thought that it would be a great way to get out of the city for the 4th of July and get the dogs out, get away from the fireworks, and just be out in nature.
Yeah, the trail's been really great. It's been challenging, but it's been very rewarding, very beautiful. The weather's been perfect. Besides a couple of spots, but otherwise it's been cool. It's been very awesome and very fulfilling.
doing some backpacking overnight, just one night. Would have loved to have been out here for a few days. There's way more out here than I expected. Didn't really expect to see all the meadows, some of the wildflowers. Yeah, it's awesome out here. Absolutely gorgeous weather today.
We were here for 2 nights. The hiking was really easy. For 10 miles, it was relatively flat. I could have packed a lot less in my bag, but the hiking was really pretty easy and beautiful.
While the red rocks of southern Utah are pretty amazing, the red rocks of the Uintas are pretty amazing too. The Uinta Mountain Range is the highest mountain range in the United States, which runs east to west and contains countless trails ideal for backpacking. 2 trailheads will take you to the Red Castle, one moderate, one difficult. The easier of the 2 starts at the China Meadows campground on the north slope. The dog-friendly trail is a smooth and steady climb up to the lakes where you'll encounter wildlife, fishermen, pack animals, and photographers.
I'm a very novice casual photographer. Been trying to practice my wildlife photography, landscape photography. It's been going really great. This trail has a lot of opportunities for that, so really great for any entry-level photographers. It honestly has made me forget what I'm used to in the city, the buildings, the concrete jungle. It's really the appeal, and it's all within driving distance.
There's some grueling moments on the trail when you get that uphill, but the payout of like seeing the beautiful lake, seeing the wildlife, it's just something you don't get to see if you're closer to the road at all or in the city. You never know what's gonna come. So last night we got both sleet and rain and didn't expect it, but fortunately I kind of packed and was ready for it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a scramble, but this is totally optional. But I always like scrambles, they're a lot of fun.
Just get out of the day-to-day rat race of everything, stress, phone, technology, politics, all of it.
Backpacking allows you to get a little bit farther from civilization, and it lets you see these things that are here that 9 out of 10 people don't end up getting to experience in their life. So it's really just the extra reward.
Welcome back to AYL. We're out here on the trail today with Northern Utah ATV trail riders. We've been having a lot of fun. These trails are great. They're not really high trafficked, so some of them you're like, yeah, I'm on the trail. You're running over grass and stuff that have sort of grown a little bit on the trails, but there's nobody else out here. Like I said, we've had a lot of fun. I got to channel my inner Kurt Miles earlier, and I got to help tip a rig back over. That was pretty fun. So in general, this has been just a riot. We hope you guys get out here and enjoy this. We're just above Manila. So much fun out here.
Oh, we belong to the AYL TV for 13 years now, and we like to get on at least 8, 9 rides a year with them. Flaming Gorge area, we haven't been here before, and we missed it last year, so we weren't going to miss it this year.
Usually they have about 2 rides a month. Some of them are overnight, some of them are just day trips. It's a great time. Another good part about this club is we have some wisdom, and people know the area, and you'll drive right by things that they know about. Could tell you the story of this mine or the petroglyph over there or the whatever over here that you would otherwise just blow right by and you would miss it. There's safety in numbers going with the club. There's strength in numbers going with the club when you influence for trails to remain open. Numbers of, hey, this many people go here, do this, do that, and it carries a little weight.
And the other part is sociality. there's just a lot of that in the club. We usually have anywhere from 30 to 60 people on a ride at any point in time. Just to have people come up to me and thank me for doing this ride for them. It takes, I've done this ride 3 times to get it right, and it's just a lot of fun to see people have a good time and to be able to associate with others.
Welcome back to AYL. We stopped here on the trail at a chert mine, and what that is, chert is flakes that have been broken off of obsidian, and they try to break them to make arrowheads, spear tips, knives, scrapers, and the Indians would use these for tools. So these are remnants of workings that they had, that they were trying to make some of these shapes and objects. So you can see here, some of these have definitely broken off and scalloped sort of shapes. They would hit them with another rock or the tip of an antler or something and flake these off. But this area right here is just covered with these. So they sat here and worked on these arrowheads and these knives and scrapers right here where we're at. And you can see that it's a beautiful little valley here that they got to sit and watch while they were doing this work. So this is sort of a fun stop on our trail here today.
Find a club like ours. There are several. Most of them, like ours, will take guests on a ride, and you can get a taste of what it's like to go with another group of people, and there's somebody that already has figured out the ride, and you can be safe because there are others there to help you out.
I used to go a lot by myself. I get a map and go. It's more wise to be with people. Safety in numbers.
You can get turned around, get lost out here. We use a drop system so you don't get off on the wrong trail. You can enjoy the scenery more. If you're not the leader, you can just kind of follow along and have a good day. Pick your rides. The club here grades them as to 1 to 5, 1 being an easy, 5 being advanced or extreme.
You know, the nice thing about it is I can get in this and go places I could never walk. I mean, my walking is pretty, not very good.
I'm getting older. Some of us don't hike as well as we used to. I have relatives in a wheelchair. We can go and access our public lands with these machines on existing roads and do no damage and take in the sights and the scenes and get our therapy. Mountain therapy is a word of mine.
This trail has been a lot of fun. We're just coming through some cedars right now. We were up in some pines and some quakies just a little bit ago. We're gonna come down now more into some sagebrush and grass. The trail's been steep and rocky, and then we've had some sort of sandy and some dirt. So there's just been a lot of different variation on this. All of it's been up around 8,000 feet, so the temperature's been a little cooler. All in all, this has been a great trail. We've had a lot of fun. We've got a little bit more to go, so we're gonna get on that. You guys go check out our next story.
Well, the trail leader, he's pretty average at best. You know, that kind of stood out, but the organization as a whole is fantastic.
riding with these guys, I think 6 years. We bought the side-by-side and we kind of rode around the area a little bit there in Prize and got bored of the few trails there was there to explore and found somebody to ride with so we could go see more. I love seeing the new areas that we haven't been in. We haven't ridden up here before, so it'll be great to see the area.
We do ride once a month, and we enjoy the people that we ride with here. We also have enjoyed the group size, because that can be different from one group to another. So they'd like to be aware of what's going on with the trails and public land around them. So they do try to be kind of active that way and be aware. That way they can help kind of spread education and knowledge. And we also really like the way that the groups run. That's why we keep coming back.
The organization's been going about 25 years or so. The favorite part about the trails is just getting out, not sitting around at the house and being able to go out, explore new country, new areas. We go all across the state. And seeing new country is probably the favorite part, and then getting out with friends. We're up here fairly high elevation, been 9,000, 10,000 feet most of the day. So it's been a little bit cooler, been a little breezy. It's dusty as always as it is in the mountains. Incredible views and new country and getting up high on the ridges and being able to look, long ways both directions.
A lot of us carry tools and air compressors and stuff. We try to not ever leave anybody or any machines out on the trail. We occasionally may have to leave a machine out on a trail.
We don't leave anybody behind. If somebody breaks down, we make sure that they get back. Yeah, it just helps with safety so that you don't have somebody lost and on their own.
On the majority of rides, it's a board member leading and tail gunning the group for a drop system.
So the person in the front always stays in the front, the person at the very end always stays in the very end, and then people just kind of rotate through. And that way, anytime there's a turn or somewhere where somebody could get confused as to what direction to go or concerned about getting lost, there's somebody there to help direct them the right way to go. And that way everybody, like I said, makes it back off the trail. I also really like the drop system as you get to see the other people in your group pass by you. So you get to wave and say hi to people as they're going by. And it's a fun way to kind of be a little bit more social, which is one of the things I love about the group.
I'm with, my wife and got a little 1-year-old that's with us, and then got my mom actually's out here, another machine riding with us, and got a lot of family and friends. That's a lot of the reason why I come on the club rides is, just the friendship and camaraderie.
With me being in EMS, it's my therapy. It truly is. It's getting out, getting away, and not dealing with the regular day-to-day, and just being able to relax and enjoy all this beautiful country that we have in Utah.
Welcome back to AYL TV. I'm here with Roy from New ATV, and so that's the shortened version of what?
Northern Utah ATV Club, trail riders.
Trail riders. Okay. And this is one of the many rides that you guys put together, and so you've got some more rides that are coming up. Tell us about those.
So we're going to Bicknell and we're going to Old Ephraim in August. So there's plenty of time to sign up and check us out.
Awesome. Yeah, Old Ephraim, Old Ephraim was a huge old grizzly bear that was killing sheep and stuff back in the pioneer days. And they say it was like just a massive old grizzly bear. And so they've got his grave up there. But yeah, really cool area.
Yeah, we're excited to do it.
Awesome.
Be a lot of fun.
Okay, so we'll see if we can join you on a couple of those.
We would love to have you.
Sweet. So while we talk about more stuff, you guys go check out next week's show. It looks great. Next week on AYL TV, Skylar and Heather Dykstra are taking us deep into the heart of Colorado with their Dirty Adventure crew, tackling the legendary Poughkeepsie Gulch to Corkscrew Pass in their Jeeps. With jaw-dropping views and rugged trails, this Colorado adventure is nothing short of epic. Then, we're back in Utah as the Northern Utah ATV Trail Riders return to take us on another unforgettable side-by-side ride. This time, out of Camp Floyd, where history meets horsepower. And finally, Will Oxley joins up with the Utah ATV Association for a scenic side-by-side ride out of Monte Cristo, exploring the breathtaking backcountry and everything the Wasatch Range has to offer. Now, let's take a look at our calendar of events. First up, August 13th through the 16th is the 16th annual Bryce ATV Rally, which is a fantastic rally that offers some of the best off-road trails in the state and some truly spectacular red rock scenery that you won't want to miss. Then, September 15th through the 19th is the Rocky Mountain ATV Jamboree, which is a massive off-road event that features a week-long celebration of mountain rides, social events, and trails from the Paiute Trail System, Gooseberry, and the Great Western Trail. Next week's show looks great. We've had an awesome time out here with the Northern Utah ATV Trail Riders. What trail are we on today?
This is the Cedar Mountain Trail in Wyoming.
And it's been a lot of fun. We got a special treat today. We got up onto some private land, and that was really good. Make sure that you tell him thank you for letting us on that.
Will do.
So remember, it's a great big world out there. Get out and create adventures you love.